Daniel Parsons here with a very important video about how you can live at least 12 years longer than average. I just recently watched the documentary film 8 Secrets to Ancient Health, and in that documentary film, the archaeological science where the Egyptian pharaohs and the mummies were analyzed of what they died from, and it was the same diseases that the Egyptians thousands of years ago died from, as 70% of the people living today die from. And these are lifestyle diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. So if you can remember this moniker or acronym, Newstart, and I'll quickly go through what each one of these stands for. So the N is for nutrition. The more plants that you eat, the healthier and longer you will live. And case in point, elephants are giant animals, and they can run all night long and a pretty steady pace, and they are on a plant-based diet. Cheetahs run for 90 seconds and they're tired. They have to stop and breathe, and if they don't kill an animal and eat that meat within 90 seconds, they have to rest up until they get enough strength to be able to go on that run that they're very fast at. So nutrition is extremely important for your health. Exercise, we're designed to move. If you can get moving, if you've been sedentary, if you can get out and start moving, even if it's 3 10-minute walk sessions, do it no matter what, because you're going to start feeling better right away. And then the W is water. Our brains are 74 to 80% water. Many times people say, oh, I've got a terrible headache. Well, what it is they're actually dehydrated. So when it comes to water, your body needs 1/2 of your ideal body weight in fluid ounces per day. So if your ideal body weight's 150 pounds, you would want to have 75 ounces. And a general rule, at least 2 quarts a day, possibly more if you're heavier. So it depends on your circumstances. Sodas and teas and coffee do not count. Your body, the cells in your body and your blood needs the water to move the nutrition, and it needs it to move the toxins out of your body. So the next S is for moderate sun exposure, sunshine, and that will help decrease your risk of cancer. And I live in the northern hemisphere, and so we're moving into the fall season. Today is the 12th of September 2016. So I was able to get out and get a good hour in the sunshine today when the sun was up at a pretty steep high angle. So my liver and the skin, the cholesterol underneath my skin is taken by the sunshine, and it actually turns out into vitamin D3, which is cholecalciferol. So moderate sun exposure. And so the T stands for temperance. And any alcohol will suppress and impair your frontal lobe of your brain. Caffeine decreases the blood flow to your brain, and it also dehydrates your body, and it worsens depression and anxiety symptoms. Fat, sugar, and salt and meat are all addictions. I've had my battles with all of that myself. Like I said in the beginning about nutrition, the more plants you eat, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains, the longer you live. So the A now stands for air. We need fresh air. It's a good idea to open up all your windows, and even if it's in the winter time, your house needs to have some fresh air circulating. Otherwise, the level of oxygen in your home, in your room, wherever you're sleeping, it decreases, and you won't be as energized as if you had the windows open. So it's suggested, even in places that it gets cold, to make sure you're getting some fresh air in where you're living. So now we're up to the R, and so we have our body is built on a daily rest cycle, and people typically need anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. When you're young, if you've ever had children and you notice teenagers can just go right to sleep, well, their bodies are producing quite a bit of the hormones that help with the sleep, and they have no problems with getting right to rest. Now, I myself, I use some herbal help aids, melatonin, 3 milligrams, and I also have some kava root and some valerian root, and I drink some chamomile tea, and that helps me sleep. So every living thing lives on a 7-day cycle or rhythm, and that includes plants, flies, birds, animals, and human beings. So we were all meant to rest. And having a weekly rest, it's been proven that when you keep a Sabbath every single week, it improves your intelligence quotient, your IQ. And when we collaborate with God, we are healthier. It's just a statement of fact. Okay, so now we're at the end here. Trusting God is the T. And by having trust in God, many people want to call it higher power nowadays. It'll lower your stress levels. You'll have less incidence of physical and mental disease. And the designer gave us fresh air, food, and exercise right in the first book of the Bible in Genesis. So the Bible is a book about taking care of the body. Our body is a temple. God created it. And so when we accomplish all 8 of these Newstart principles into our lives, I guarantee you'll feel better, and you'll be on your way to living longer. And I don't know. I possibly would have been one of those 70% people that ends up with hypertension and heart disease and cancer and all that mess, because I was sure heading for it until I had a wake-up call many years ago, and I've been living all of these principles for ever since started in I guess the year 2000. So you are the chairman of the board of your own health, and I have a doctor. I consult with a doctor, but I make the ultimate decisions about my health care. So God bless you until the next video, and you can find out more on danielparsonsministry.com. Bye-bye.